You don't mind if I do this, do you? Come here, come closer. You have to see this ring. Look at this. Look at this ring. Is this a ring or what? I mean, this is beautiful. Did your husband give this to you?
Yes.
Was this your engagement ring?
Yes.
Oh, that's a really nice. Did you give him anything?
No.
No? No? How many women would expect and like an engagement ring if you got married from a man? Would you like a ring? Right? How many men expect a woman to give you a ring? Has any woman ever given you a ring or anything? No? I'm Barbara De Angelis, and I'm sure you're not surprised that more women than men raise their hands that they have received rings in their life, but men haven't. Today on my show, we're going to talk about why in the enlightened 90s, we still as women expect the gift of an engagement ring, but don't give one to the men. We're going to meet a woman who's actually bought her own ring, one who soldered her engagement ring, listen to this, to another ring so that she didn't have to ever give it back to the guy, and men who say they're tired of spending 2 months' salary on a ring and expect to get one in return. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Of ring giving got started. Well, you can imagine this. Let's say that you're single, you're living in a village, you're a woman, and this guy from the next village wants to marry you. So he comes in one day to your village carrying his offer of betrothal and promise, a goat, because that's what they had in those days, goats. And he puts the goat down and says to your father, I want your daughter, and the father checks out the goat to make sure it's healthy and says, okay, we'll take the goat, you take the daughter. All right? This is how it all started. It was like a symbol of love and promise, only they didn't have engagement rings, so they had like an engagement goat. That's kind of like it was, all right? Here we are in the 90s. Times have changed drastically. We've gone through a sexual revolution. We've gone through the birth of the women's movement, and women are questioning those traditional male-female role models, values that really limited us. So we've turned our back on a lot of customs like we don't expect men to open doors for us as much. We don't expect men to pay for everything anymore or to stand up when we come into a room. But one tradition is something I've found we are reluctant to let go of. We still expect that engagement ring, ladies. We still think that we should, I know, we still expect a man to give us a ring. We want that rock on our finger. Now, how many men listening to this feel that women are asking for equality, but it is unfair that you're expected to shell out a few months' salary for a ring instead of maybe her giving you something? How many guys think you feel uncomfortable about this? Yes? All right, I want to hear what's the problem with this to you. Yeah.
Yeah, Barbara. You want equality. It's a double standard, I think. And if you want to be treated as an equal, don't expect me to buy you with a ring.
Now, you agree with this? So you feel the ring is a way of buying her, of saying, I want you, therefore I have to give you a ring or you're not going to marry me?
Yeah, it's no room for sheep in the house.
I knew I shouldn't have told that goat story. I knew I shouldn't tell. Do any guys agree with this, that you feel uncomfortable about the... he knocked
I tell you what, see, the mind state of the woman has been so that I know for many years, just as you said, how the traditions used to be. I know, for one, I'm a modern man. I'm a man of the 90s. So therefore, since everything is equaled, it takes two, definitely. I mean, if I'm going to break my back and go work and slave behind some man that's telling me to do this and do that, fine. If I have to go buy a big rock, fine. But I'll tell you what, I definitely do expect a woman to treat me with the same respect that I treat her with. If I have to go to a store and ask for a ring, why can't a woman do the same thing for me?
All right, but let me ask you this. Now, we know women like jewelry. We've already looked at women have lots of rings on. Tell me the truth. Would you rather have an engagement ring, guys, or an engagement car or something like that? Think about it. Car? All right. Ladies, they're saying that they feel that it puts a lot of pressure on them. They are uncomfortable with it. How many of you feel like, no, you deserve the ring, you want it, you've waited your whole life, it's a tradition, it's important? How many women would really like to have an engagement ring if you get married? All right? We want to hear the other side of all this. Who would like, yes?
Get the ring. Okay. I have to tell you this now. You have to get the ring.
And this is very important. It's not just a symbol of your love. And is this working now? It's like a sign from God, right? Ladies, get the ring. It's just very important.
Why? Why is it important?
Because if the marriage lasts forever, then you've got something to hand down to the generations. If the marriage doesn't last forever, you got something to give to your landlord, you know?
Hey.
Wow.
It's true. I'm only telling you this because it happened to me. You know, my mom, we fell in love. Oh, Mom, we're in love, we're in love, we're in love. No, she said, get the ring. Oh, Mom, we're in love, we're in love. We don't need a ring.
Well, now, you don't have a ring on right now.
I got nothing on.
All right. All right. Who else? Who else? Yes? Yeah, come on down.
I expect the ring. I won't just get it, I expect it.
Are you single now? Are you in a relationship?
I am in a relationship.
Is your partner here by any chance?
My partner is here.
He
My
is?
partner is right there.
Who? Which one? The guy who stood up first?
Yes.
This one?
And I want to say, if and only and if I were going to marry him in the first place, I would hope to get that ring.
Right, but tell him why. Because
I do so much for him.
I'm in trouble. What?
I love you, but where's the Rolex?
Back Rudy up on this one because I think he made a good point earlier. I think the mere fact that he wants to spend the rest of his life with you ought to be enough.
Yeah. I hope you still like me after all of this. Okay, ladies, they're trying to understand what it is about rings. They're saying we're greedy, we're trying to take the money, we don't really appreciate their love. Explain to them. Let me hear from some other women. What is it about rings? Yes.
Well, I think that a woman should definitely get a ring. I'm traditional. I expect someone to open the door for me. I expect them to pay for everything. I expect a ring, and I expect men to stand when I enter the room. So, anyways.
And you're married now?
And I'm married, yes.
All right.
Okay. I think a ring, it symbolizes good faith on the man's part. And here, this gentleman over here, he was saying that here he has to go out and slave in order to buy this ring. I mean, this is a woman that he's in love with, that he has picked over any woman he's ever met in his life, and yet he can't see to go out and, quote, slave to buy her this ring that shows everybody that she's taken.
Oh, so in other words, so you're saying it shows people... Wait, hold on. He's saying it shows people you're taken. It says what, ladies? It says, he loves me?
Right.
It says some man wants me, some man's willing to marry me. Is that what you're all saying?
And it says this is how much he loves me.
This is how much.
I'll tell you what then.
Hey, go ahead. Be quiet.
I'll tell you what. See, you're not gonna get any support on this because I want to ask you a question. How much do you love this man? Now, are you gonna go slave for work and buy this man a wedding band also? Shouldn't it be some equal standard here? Because I'm gonna tell you something else. This woman right here, she will never get married. The one that got up right before you did, the one in the purple right there, she will never get married.
All right, yes.
I agree that a ring is a symbol of love and shows that you're committed. But we've got to be realistic. If it's important to him that he has a ring, why not? I bought my husband an engagement ring.
You bought him a ring?
I bought him a ring, and because of economics and my position in society versus his, I bought mine.
So in other words, you had more money, and you said, I want a nice ring, and I love this man, and I'm going to buy him a beautiful ring and myself. And that was fine with you?
It was important to him, and it was important to me that he was happy.
All right. When we come back, we're going to hear what happens to the ring when the relationship ends. Where does the ring go if the relationship is over, right when we come back? To the bank? All right, we were talking before to a couple where the woman said she didn't have any problem buying not only her engagement ring, but her husband's... Now, come on, stand up here. She was talking about you. Wait, is this the ring, first of all? Let's see this.
Yes.
Diamond and all. Very nice. All right, so normally, the guys are supposed to buy rings. So how did this feel when she said, I'm going to buy my ring, I'm going to buy your ring? Was that okay with you?
Well, that was okay with me, but I kind of felt guilty because I thought it was my responsibility.
Okay.
But then I didn't have the money to do it.
All
so.
right, but it's okay now? You feel good wearing it?
Sure.
Did you like the one she bought you?
No, not the first one.
Not the first one? So you said, I want a better one?
Right.
I think he's learning from us. I don't know. All right, now when we were researching this show, we actually came across a woman who said that before she even got married, she decided she wanted to make sure she could keep her ring if something happened to the wedding. And she did something. Where is she? Where's that woman who did that? Yes. You have to tell us about this.
Well, we were together about a year, and things got rocky, and I decided I didn't want to marry him. And after I broke it off, he asked me if I was going to give the ring back. And I've been real defiant, and I said, no, you're not getting your ring back. So I soldered it to another ring so that he wouldn't want it back.
Now, let me explain to me and to the men, because I can hear the rumbling over here. Okay. What in your mind said, I deserve to keep this ring?
Because I put up with him.
So it was payment? All right. How many other women think that if a relationship ended and you had an engagement ring that cost a lot of money, that you should keep the ring? How many think you should keep the ring? Absolutely. How many would give the ring back? How many would give the ring back if it was worth $10,000? All right. Okay. Now, guys, how do you feel about this? Do you think if you give a woman a ring, she should give it back? Do you still feel that giving her a ring is something that's important if she really wanted one? Yes.
Well, I don't know if I'd ask for it back, but, I mean, you think she'd want to probably give it back if things didn't work out.
But what if she didn't? What if she said, I want this ring. I deserve it. I put up with you.
I wouldn't ask for it back. I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care. All right. I think some guys would care here. It would bother them about this. All right? Yes?
I would just wonder why they would want a reminder, a constant reminder on their finger of a sour relationship, of bad times, of this ogre that they went out with.
Right. Of the women who said you would keep the ring, I want you to stand up and explain why, aside from I deserve it. If you had a ring, would you keep it? And number two, would you wear it? Would you wear it? Yes? Would you give her money? Stand up.
It's a token of your love, and no matter how much money you spend on it, whether it's $500 to $10,000, it's still a token of your love. And so you shouldn't be an Indian giver and take things back, right?
Yeah, yes?
But if you truly love the guy and, you know, he spends that much money on you and then you decide that things aren't working out, I mean, why would you want it? I mean, I think it's his property and he should get it back, you know, to be able to give it to someone else or at least get the money back.
All right. But you know the secret about what women do with these rings. You know what women do after they got divorced with their rings, right? What do we do with them? We make little necklaces out of them, right? We make little necklaces out of them. You can tell a woman who's kept that ring, all right? Yeah, all right. We've heard from women, guys, what if a woman came to you and you got engaged and you gave her a ring and she said it was too small? All right? Have any of you ever had that experience? You thought it was too small? Yes?
I didn't quite get to that point. When I proposed, I didn't have any money for a ring. And about 3 months later, I said to my fiancée, I could get you a ring that would cost X, or if you want to wait 3 or 4 months, I can get one that's 3 times more expensive. And she said, I want to wait.
Now, I'm assuming that bothered you.
Yes.
Why?
Because the message that I got, I didn't realize it when we had this discussion, was that how much I spend matters. Why would it?
All right. So she's saying, all right, wait. She's saying, pass her the microphone. What did you just say?
I just wanted to know why you even asked her that question then. If you know, why did you ask her?
Because
you
I
gave
didn't
her the
know.
option.
I think subconsciously I wanted to know how important it was to her. Was it important? What I wanted to hear was, it doesn't matter.
See, that's what it was. He asked her, but he really wasn't planning on spending 3 times as much.
No,
I wouldn't. She'd say,
I wouldn't have minded doing it.
Right. But it bothered you.
I needed to know what was more important, how big the ring was or the commitment.
Right. Now, let's think about this, though. What if a woman was very successful and had a lot of money and married a guy who was successful in his own right but made much less in his business? Much less. Should the guy still buy the ring, ladies? No. Who thinks that, no, the woman, well, we already know, she bought him. Who think, what? What do you stand up?
when I met my husband, he basically didn't really have a steady job and really didn't have anything materialistic, and I had just the opposite. And I married him for love, and there was no rings involved, no nothing. And I think you should marry or love somebody for the love, not for what you can put on your finger and show your friends. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Any guys here? Say you want to say back? Yes. Mike.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I think that if I would get a message from a girl about how big the rock was, or as this gentleman said over here about, asking that subliminal question, wanting an answer, I'd really wonder how much the relationship meant to me.
If she wanted a bigger ring.
Yeah, I think the underlying thing is, how important is this relationship? Are we really in love? Because I probably, if I was so in love, I would give her the world.
If you had it.
Yeah.
Right, if you had it. All right. We're going to come back and give you some solutions for the 90s, because it's not always black and white. Sometimes women do have more money. Sometimes men don't care, but the woman run a ring. So come back and we'll try to solve this problem. How many women, after listening to all this and hearing how the men feel, think maybe if you do get engaged in the future, you might also buy your fiancé an engagement ring as well? Anyone feel maybe you're thinking about it now? That's okay. Guys, how many of you are thinking you still would like the money for the down payment on the house, pull it, forget the rings, you need the money? A few of them. All right. Who still thinks the goat, maybe the goat's a good idea? I don't know. You like the goat? Well, I hope today's show made you think a little bit about all this. Remember, we are in times of tremendous social change. It is up to you to re-examine all the rules you've been taught about relationships. Make new ones up as you go along, like we talked about here. Whether he buys you the ring, or you buy him the ring, or you pool your resources and put it down on a house, talk about it together. Decide as a couple. And don't forget, making sure your relationship is loving and honest is more important than any ring is ever going to be. I'm Barbara De Angelis. Thanks for being here. Have a great day.